What's cracking, people? It's your man, Cousin T, aka the Alpha Wingman, representing high level technicians operating globally and beyond. So, listen, before I get into today's topic, which is called When That ASP Holy Ghost Hits, first I want to give a shout out to all the content creators in this particular space, the Select Manosphere, Alpha Manosphere, however you want to describe it, who have been shining the light on, members of the male community who have been recently showing their asses this week and last week. Most notably, have been the bagel guy, right? The guy who was wilding out at the bagel shop because he felt that he was being mistreated, overlooked, and looked down on by women because of his stature and just being who he is, the way that he was born. It's interesting when we take a look at gentlemen in positions like that, because let's be honest. Okay, he's like what, 5 feet, 5'2", 5'3", or whatever. You've got NFL players who are that tall. You've got NBA players who were that tall. Muggsy Bogues comes to mind. You got professional athletes globally who were his height, his stature, maybe didn't have the beer belly gut that he has, but men who, for whatever reason, didn't use their height or, whatever physical attributes they had as an excuse to achieve excellence. I just think it's interesting, and I'm glad that content creators dissect examples that we get, such as that, and bring it back around to it really comes to self-actualization. And that's why content like this is important, because we need to understand that although we have guys out there who want to cry and whine and complain about their lot in life, you got guys over here who have done something with the raw materials that they were born with and have achieved a level of success in various aspects of life, including getting women, which is primarily what we discuss in this round, because beyond achieving your vision, it's always one of those drivers, and it's always one of those measuring sticks or proving grounds to be able to interact, to be able to seduce, to be able to look a woman in her eyes, an attractive woman that you're attracted to and that most men would find commonly attractive, to be able to interact with a woman like that, look her in the eyes and let her know where you're coming from. That takes confidence. That takes self-assuredness. And the various subjects that men in this space discuss all build up towards that. And getting women is a byproduct of masculine mastery. That's why I just wanted to give a shout out to all the content creators who were shining the light on those examples. But in any case, getting into today's topic about when that ASP Holy Ghost hits, one thing to keep in mind is that when we talk about subjects like this, we have to be like, we have this mindset of constantly refining our systems, constantly looking for more effective use of our raw materials. It's something that happens in most major professions. Doctors are constantly going to conferences because there are modern breakthroughs in the medical field, so they're constantly refining their system. Personal trainers are constantly up for recertification because there are constant refinements to the way that we train the human body. Scientists are constantly refining their methods, their theories, and the way that they observe the natural world. And it's a never-ending cycle, and that's exactly how it should be. So when we talk about the select manosphere, we talk about the alpha manosphere. This is a constant refinement of masculine mastery. Times change, technology changes. Being a man, you need to be able to adapt and to adjust and to overcome the world and your environment as it shifts, as it changes, while still maintaining your masculinity. And that's why this space is so valuable. So, gentlemen, let me ask you a couple questions. Have you ever been out for a run and caught women staring with mouths open as you passed? Have women ever cock-called you as you minded your own business on a random Wednesday? And yes, I said cock-called. Women say that they get cat-called, so this is our version of that. Hashtag cock-called, pass it around, share it with your friends. Let's make it a trending topic. Do women of all ages intentionally place themselves in your path in an effort to be noticed and even approached by you? But, gentlemen, let's be real. They wouldn't know what to do if you actually spoke. Which brings me to today's topic. Now, in previous videos, I've referred to the ASP Holy Ghost, which is basically the alpha showpiece essence, or the energy of an alpha showpiece. Basically, it's the essential energy that enchants a woman and causes other men to stand on their square when in the presence of an alpha showpiece. Nowadays, most people's attention tends to be on their device screens, which show them the best food, the best beaches, the best sports clips, the best bodies, and the best scenes of humanity, basically. So people are used to experiencing life through synthetic filters. So when a man who has his body on point, has his clothing fitting right, his hair cut, he's smelling intoxicatingly masculine, and is live and in person, the average person has no clue what to do. Especially if this man decides to grace a woman with his ism. It's all over. Before she knows it, she'll have given him her car keys, her house alarm code, her FICO score, social security number, and her mother's maiden name. And all he did was ask if she knew what the time was. Gentlemen, to be clear, in the presence of an ASP, when a person gets hit with that Holy Ghost, three things can happen depending on the type of person that gets hit with this Holy Ghost. First thing, when another alpha gets hit with the ASP Holy Ghost, he becomes inspired. When betas get hit with that ASP Holy Ghost, they become intimidated. And when females get hit with that ASP Holy Ghost, they become intrigued. Now, beyond that, I want to say this again, and I mentioned this in a previous video. Anyone can become an ASP, a Malik, or a USP, which is an ugly, sexy player. But as we all know, most men will not become an ASP, will not become a Malik, or will not become an ugly, sexy player. This is because it takes a level of dedication that most men simply won't commit to, and that's just fine. It's not for everyone. Just take the information for what it is, and when you encounter an ASP, simply throw the sup bro head nod and keep it moving. Oh, and keep an eye on your lady friend if she's with you. She might be ready to testify if she gets hit with that ASP Holy Ghost. So, gentlemen, let's keep in mind these three things. First, any man can be great, but only select men do what it takes to be great. 2, becoming or simply being a select man is not the end-all be-all. Constantly refine your system. Constantly interact with those at your level or above so that you can be challenged to be great and to continue to do great things. And lastly, with great power comes great responsibility. Don't just go around hitting women with that ASP Holy Ghost all willy-nilly. Remember, a select man also has to be selective with his collective. And as always, this is your man, Cousin T, aka the Alpha Wingman, saying, stay sharp and mission focused. Later.